Hi there, this is Jennifer. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm back with you today with another art journal tutorial video. I'm focusing today on a quick and easy technique you can do with a gel plate and some rubber stamps. I'm working in my Dylusions journal. This is a larger size journal, and I will be building a grid using this 3-inch square gel plate. This is available in multiple brands, and so I have laid it out and marked off in my Dylusions journal with this Stabilo graphite pencil. I'm basically making a line every 3 inches to build a sort of checkerboard grid, and I will follow this grid to do my gel press printing. You'll see a 6-inch gel plate on the right hand side that I'm just using like a stamp buddy, and I've placed a small amount of a medium bodied acrylic paint that I will brayer out and then brayer onto my square plate. I'm using a Dylusions journal block to hold the plate. Makes it quick and easy to do, and I'm going to do a checkerboard pattern with this bright green color, and you'll see I'm getting some white background coming through. I want to leave a good bit of that as we will be creating a patinated sort of tile background, and leaving that white, which you'll see later in the video, we will cover with another color of paint that will give us the patinated look. So you get a little bit of the white spots, leave a good bit of those behind. It's going to help the finished product in the end. Now you'll see a couple of spots here over on the right. There's a lot of white left behind, and I'm going to go back in and fill in a little bit of that because I don't want to lose the square shape. So I'm going to use my hand so I can get into the bend and crease of that a little better without the help of the journal block. But you'll see I'm still leaving a little bit of white here and there. There we go. Leaving just a little bit of spots here and there. Now I will be cleaning off my supplies here in a moment, you'll see, and I'll be switching to a second color of acrylic paint. The exact names and brands will be listed below in the description. This second color is a bright sort of teal green, which again harkens to that patinated look that we're going for. So I'll be brayering on the teal paint and pressing that down in the open blocks to complete our checkerboard pattern. Okay, so the next step in the process is the stamping. I'm working with a set produced by Rubber Moon. The designs are by Natalie Kalbach of In Studio, and this is the large floral tile set. This tile set is perfect for this type of background. I did make sure before I begin stamping that my background is completely dry, as I don't want to get any wet acrylic paint onto my rubber stamps. If you do by accident, be sure to clean that off immediately. Acrylic paint that's left to dry on your stamps, it dries as a sort of plastic, and it will ruin your stamps. We don't want that. So I'm inking up the Versailles Positive stamp with Memento Tuxedo black ink and press it down. And you see there I made a little mistake, and I started to worry about it and then wiped it down and thought, I kind of like that aged look. It really works with what we're trying to do here, which is create a patinated old tile feeling. So in some places I'm not getting a great impression and I'm going with it. Some spots have a little bit darker ink than in others, and in the end all of those things end up just really helping with the feel of the background. It really makes it makes sense. So now I'm switching from the Versailles positive stamp to the Versailles negative stamp. Both those stamps come in the floral tile set, as I mentioned before. So I'm going to ink it up and follow the checkerboard pattern as I did before with the paint. So the positive is on the light green squares and the negative on the sort of turquoise teal squares. Okay, so now I have pulled out my trusty Jelly Roll black pen. If you follow me much on Instagram or on my blog, you know how much I love the Jelly Rolls. I use them in a lot of my work and in my art journal especially. So I'm going to take the Jelly Roll and just doodle around each tile. I'm not going for super straight or precise. I just think that the black outline visually is appealing, and I think black is the perfect accent for everything. I use black in pretty much everything I make. So I'm just going to quickly go through and sort of a doodle outline around each square. So now I need a focal image for my art journal layout. And I have a tendency to use song lyrics a lot in my art journal pages. And I've had a song stuck in my head, Our House, if you're familiar. So I pulled out my set from, again, Rubber Moon, produced for In Studio. These are images by Natalie Kalbach, and it's the Stroll Around the Block set number 1. And although it's not exactly like my house, the Cape Cod stamp that I'm using here is the most similar. So I am using my Stamp Perfect stamp platform and inking up the rubber stamp with some archival black ink by Ranger. And the platform's great. I know a lot of you have Misties. It's the same thing, and it allows you to continue to ink up the stamp and repress in case, if there's some spots where you didn't quite get enough ink. You can see here my ink pad is a little low. So this tool is really handy for allowing me to press and press and repress more ink without, smudging and moving it around to where it's not exactly lined up perfectly. So I'm going to cut this out and color it in with some scribble sticks. so now we are going to start applying the paint that will give us that truly patinated look. This is quinacridone gold hue, and I'm just applying it with a cosmetic sponge, and you'll see that over the places where we left the sort of white space behind, we get that copper golden look, and up against the shades of green, that really gives us an old aged feel, and I think it's just so pretty. So the more white space you left behind, the more that gold will, or orangey sort of color, will peek through. So now I have my focal image, and I'm just going around with an old black ink pad and blacking up around the edges of the image just to give it a little border, make it stand out. And off camera on my computer, I have typed up and printed out some song lyrics and just cut them out and arranged my page ahead of time how I liked it. And now I'm just going in with some Liquitex Basics Matte Medium, and I'm just going to put a small layer on the page and then another small layer on top, and going across it, making sure that all of my edges have been coated and are pressed down well so that later on they don't start peeling up. And if you have any spots where you have a little too much glue, you can just take a wet baby wipe, or if you use cloth instead, a little damp spot on your art rag, and you can just go over it and get some of that up. Now, the house stamped image, it's on a little bit of a thicker paper. So instead of using the matte medium, I'm going to go in with some score tape and apply, this is 1/4 inch score tape that I've just purchased off of Amazon, and I'm going to apply a few pieces and put that down that way instead. I didn't want to take the chance of warping or having trouble with the matte medium, so this works a little better. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with all the new content. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time.